Welcome back, guys. It's late Sunday night. A little women's softball recap here again with the usual suspects, Braden and Jackson. And the Sooner women improved to 30-1 on the year with the series sweep as expected in Ames, Iowa. Dominating performances, even though there was maybe some struggles, a couple of innings from certain people. We could see, though, Sooners continue to destroy opponents any and every way they can. Jackson, let's start with you.
Well, just like you said, dominating. I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to say it. I feel like we say it every week. OU finds a new way to win. Whether it was beating Iowa State, it was like 3-0, I think.
Yeah. Well,
went 10-0, 13-3, offensively, defensively, and this may have been the first game all year where we saw Nicole May maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Iowa State was really on top of her in the first inning. They were hitting a lot of her stuff, especially she was trying to go inside, and I think Iowa State may have scored both their runs off inside pitches.
That is true, but there's some error. I don't even know that they were counted errors, were they? But we had a couple of misplay on a couple of tough balls, I think, that hurt that inning. And But what we did see is she settled down, which that's something that maybe in the past wouldn't have done. The experience of Nicole May this year seems to be a huge kind of notch in her belt, I think, with the experience factor.
Yeah, that's for sure true. And those especially last year in the Women's College World Series, a couple of times against whether it was UCLA or other teams, she had a tendency to really just get, I mean, she just got really hit the yard all over her,
Yeah.
Because I remember I went to the game against UCLA last year, first game where she pitched, and UCLA was on top of everything. It's like Nicole May couldn't have done anything. And now that she's had those experiences, she's been able to learn. She's learned how maybe if they're on top of this, I need to switch up how I pitch, change the pace. Because people forget last year she was just a true sophomore. And I know I may have bashed Nicole May earlier in the year or something like that, but she really has impressed me this year.
It does seem like to me, guys, Patty Gasso is leaning towards Straka being the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jordy Ball pitched great. Jordy Ball's been great, but the one who's getting the run most of the time, though, seems to be the transfer. So it'll be interesting to see how that does continue in the future. But, again, 3 great pitchers that they have, and they can go to anyone at any time. They all have good experience. So that'll be interesting, though, because it does seem like that is kind of what Patty's going to.
It's also nice to see Grace Lyons back. We don't really know whatever happened with her. I don't know if it will ever be said. It may be.
I don't think so.
It's nice just to know that she's been consistently back. She played extremely well over the weekend. I mean,
she
lots of hits, really consistent, and I guess it's fair to say G3 is back.
Oh, yeah. Braden, who impressed you the most in the lineup this weekend?
Jennings.
Oh, yeah. She had the granny. She had the grand slam.
Hit the grand slam.
That was actually, guys, that game, people have talked about OU without Alo, Jocelyn, that the long ball may not be a way that they're going to win games. But my goodness, they hit 6 in that game. Was it game 2?
Yeah.
Game 2, they hit 6, or was that game 3? I don't remember, but they all run together. But one thing that was interesting in that game, Sophia Nugent pinch hit and went yard.
She hit,
And the other girl, Erickson, also hit a home run. So two home runs from girls that you're not usually getting home runs.
No.
Haley Lee's still been great. I don't know. She's close to me for being one of the MVPs on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Well, for me, if I had to give an MVP to someone right now on the offensive side of the ball, I think it's Jada Coleman. Player of the month, energy. Like we saw it last year in game 1 against Texas, I think it was. OU was struggling early in the game. She robs that home run. You see the energy. Crowd goes wild. She brings it to life, and the team just gets going. Like, if you need a play from someone, if you need that energy spark, this team is going to rely on Jada Coleman. And I think that's, like, there's going to be some games where it's going to be tough this year for OU. Even whenever we get into June in the College World Series, whoever they put in the national championship, it's not a guaranteed win. So you always need players like that are that spark on your team, because every single great team has that player, and Jada is that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, down the middle when you got Jada in center field, you got Grace Lyons at shortstop, then you got the pitcher, and you got Kenzie Hansen. The middle of that defense is so solid, and across the board on the bats. But that's one thing, Jackson, that you mentioned is what's going to happen is the season rolls along, and the thing is, this team seems to they're beating people, but man, when they play a high-ranked opponent, they seem to actually fuel it even more, kick it up a notch, and it's going to be interesting with Texas coming to town.
Yeah, for sure.
Exciting games, especially with kind of the rivalry. Of course, you got the Red River rivalry, but you also got last year as far as the College World Series happening. So, and Texas is not as good as they were last year. OU is.
Yeah.
So,
and then also, I can't wait to see Texas coach get mad.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
I love it, dude. I cannot. Out of all of sports, outside of Lincoln Riley, and Bill Self, he may be my least favorite coach. Like, I cannot stand the guy.
What is it about him, Jackson?
Well, first of all, it's whenever he walks off the field and flips off fans and doesn't get in trouble for it. That's the first thing. And he's just like, the way he talks, I can't.
Any surprises, guys, that this weekend that you were just like, wow, that was not expected?
Nicole May giving up 3 runs. I'll be honest with that. I would say that's the biggest surprise.
On what? 1 hit or 2 hits is all she gave up?
2. It may have been only 2.
Yeah, it was 2.
What? Yeah, I think it was 2.
Braden, what about you? Any surprises stand out to you?
Riley Boone.
Yeah.
Riley.
I think, there's so many players on this team, and you always hear it, competition brings out the best in people, and that you're seeing it with this team. Any chance that these girls get out there and get a chance to play, I mean, they're going yard. They're stepping up because they know it's the only time they're going to get on the field.
Yeah, it's true.
And for whatever reason, she's able to keep girls. She's able to not lose girls to the portal, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We also we got to see Sydney Sanders return to the lineup too when she started the game. That's nice. She was a transfer from Arizona State. Out of Haley Lee, Alina Torres, and Sydney Sanders, I was expecting the most out of Sydney Sanders.
Didn't she botch the grounder? Was she playing first base?
No, she was right field.
Sanders.
First base.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, first base.
Yeah. Actually, you're right.
I think she botched. She was one that botched one early in the game when May was pitching. And I don't even know if it was considered an error. It wasn't a simple play, but
no, it wasn't. Well, I think we've covered a little bit of softball now. I know the topic we all don't want to talk about. We have to talk about it. The women's basketball team season came to an end against UCLA, but Jenny Baranczyk, what a run. What a first 2 years she's had at OU.
For sure.
She is legitimately turning this program around.
She is.
Into something great. The game versus UCLA was kind of frustrating because it felt like OU, whenever they took the lead, it was really the Ani Yanusa and Maddie Williams show. And then I think Jenny Baranczyk goes to a rotation and takes out Williams and Yanusa. For sure, she took out Maddie Williams and OU.
Maddie Williams for sure.
And I don't think Taylor Robertson hit a 3 either.
Nope.
Yeah. It was her first time in like almost over 100 games or something like that. She hasn't hit a 3.
I heard she got hurt too.
Oh, really?
She was limping.
I hate that for her because I hate for her to not make a 3 when she's been so great. But man, they could have used a couple of those, and
I know
she wasn't great defensively either. That game, which was they kind of attacked her actually.
Yeah, they did.
They actually whoever she was on, they either posted up or attacked her on that side. Is one thing I was noticing as watching. So yeah, that's disappointing, but she's a great Sooner.
Well, I think OU this offseason for women's basketball, They need to get, I would say, a dominant post presence. They need to try and find a good big out of the transfer portal, and they need to get a scoring guard. I would say those are the two main things they need to get.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's
I don't know
pretty
about recruits who they got going in. Do you know any, Braden?
Let's see.
We talked about this in an earlier video. I named them off. They have a 5-star McDonald's All-American coming in.
Yeah.
So
She's
And then-
Well, the good thing is they got Jenny Bronchick at the helm.
Lita or
So
something.
yeah.
Hey, speaking of Jenny Bronchick, her daughter brought all the entertainment to that.
Oh
game.
my
That
god.
was awesome.
oh yeah, dude. That was impressive.
We started to see that now with more fans mic'd up. We saw it with Marquise Noel's brother in the Kansas State March Madness game. I mean, it's nice, you get to get this real authentic fan experience of these fans mic'd up, going crazy during the game. I mean, college basketball for men's and women's, I would say, is starting. Their entertainment game has definitely improved over the last couple of years.
Hey, speaking of women's basketball, did Iowa win tonight?
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, like a monster game.
That's
That's right.
I
she's
actually wanna
legit.
pull up her stat line right now. I'll pull up her stat line.
What,
She's
Braden?
I think she's legit.
Oh my
she's
gosh.
way legit, dude. She's unreal.
I mean, I would almost. She might be a. I would maybe take her over Sabrina Ionescu in college. I mean,
For sure.
For sure, Jackson. Come on now.
I know she had like 22 points early in the game.
38.
She accounted for like 22 in the first 8 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Assisted on her.
30.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah, she had 38 points, 8 assists, or 8 rebounds, and 11 assists.
oh, I think the game's live right now. Actually,
It's still going on, and she's got those numbers.
yeah, I was about to win. They're up by 15.
Oh, gosh.
Caitlin Clark is up to 39 points. She's
Ooh.
shooting free throws, it looks like. Or she just made 2 free throws.
Oh, yeah. She's
39 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds.
a triple-double, dude.
Oh,
In
bro.
Elite Eight.
Dude, I'm hoping we get to see if it is Iowa against South Carolina in the championship, I might watch that game just to watch Caitlin Clark versus Leah Boston.
Oh, yeah. That would be
Yeah.
It's just
All
insane.
right.
Well,
guys,
guys,
we got Texas Big Red River rivalry this week for the women's softball.
it's a striped stadium, Braden. Is that right?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well,
Weather looks
I-
super windy on Friday night, like 56-mile-per-hour winds. But if you guys
56.
huh?
Gus, that's what I hear in Tulsa. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
If you have a chance, get out and watch them, man. Get to the stadium. I know Braden's been. I'd love to go to one pretty soon, maybe as it gets closer. But
Sooner
yeah,
Surge out to the Women's College World Series. Maybe.
Sooner Surge needs to take a trip down to the
Yeah,
Women's College
exactly.
World Series. Yeah. All right, guys.
Well,
Till next time.
yeah, I think that's all we have for tonight. If you haven't, go check out our site, Surge Sports Network. Been producing great content.
Softball articles are up there.
Yeah.
I've been covering softball. We have Oklahoma City Thunder, the World Baseball Classic after it just ended. Hunter, I believe, is doing the Cubs and Phillies.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll be starting some Minnesota Vikings content soon. So yeah, we covered all. We have we have Missouri, Alabama, and Kansas being
Kansas.
covered on there.
Nobody from Arkansas?
No, we haven't got an Arkansas person yet. But if you haven't, go follow us all on Twitter. Our Twitters are down below. And if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe. I think it's all we have for tonight. Boomer.
Boomer.
Boomer.